Number 10. What's up with the Henry Stickmin level? So on November 18th, the official Among Us Twitter page shared this photo, giving us a sneak peek at the upcoming 4th map for the game. It said that this level will be bigger than Polis and will contain plenty of new tasks. In the upper left corner, we even get a partial look at the blueprints of the map. Among Us also tweeted about the Game Awards coming on December 10th, hinting that we'll probably be getting some more information about that when the day comes. This level is based on Invading the Airship, a game from the Henry Stickmin series by Puffballs, which you can check out on the official Among Us website. The two crewmates shown in the image are wearing accessories that pay homage to Henry Stickmin characters. Here is the airship as it's shown in the Henry Stickmin game. The complete collection of Henry Stickmin games is available on Steam if you want to go and take a look and dig around for some more secrets. It's a fun little point and click adventure with multiple endings. Before I hit number 9, you guys are acting kinda sus, so hit that like button so we know that you're not an imposter. Number 9. Who or what are the imposters? In sci-fi horror, a big part of the fun is speculating on what happened to the crew, or where did the aliens come from, and Among Us is no exception. On the official website, the aliens are defined as parasitic shapeshifters, likely drawing inspiration from movies like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where aliens assimilate your loved ones and it's nearly impossible to tell who's real and who's an alien. There's actually a movie called They Are Among Us that was released in 2005. Several artists have drawn up concepts on the exact anatomy of an imposter, but we haven't yet received an official look like this nightmare the people from Fall Guys gave us a while back. The exact nature of the imposters may never be fully revealed, but it sure is fun to wonder. Some folks suspect the alien imposters could have come from the planet Polis, the 3rd map to be added to the game. Number 8. Why isn't this game on console yet? This one is extra scary because the game might not actually come to consoles at all. Among Us relies heavily on player communication, with players using Discord or other apps to voice chat with one another and figure out who the imposter is. For the developers to properly implement player communication on console, they would need to overhaul the game to include an in-game chat, kind of like in Rocket League, where you use the D-pad to activate different preset chat options. So you could just press up to say red is acting sus. Developer Inner Sloth has considered doing this, but they haven't released any official statement on the status of a console version other than stating that they are considering it. Number 7. Why is red always sus? The scary thing about red being sus is sooner or later you're gonna have to play as red. This is a real phenomenon as evidenced by some random stuff I found on the internet. There's a couple different reasons for this. First, red appears in 6 different promotional images for the game, almost always as the imposter stabbing somebody or something. Psychologically, red is a color associated with power or danger, so naturally the red crewmate rouses your suspicions. The idea was incepted into your head. In real life, red cars usually have higher insurance premiums as well, meaning we're all in agreement that red just can't be trusted. None of this stuff is justifiable or based in real logic, but it might make you feel a little better if you join the game as red and get ejected right away. Number 6. What are the crewmates? It's pretty obvious right away that the imposters are aliens, but even the regular crewmates are pretty questionable looking. The crewmates all have a backpack with no clear use, and more importantly, don't show any blood or organs upon death, just a single large bone. Furthermore, they have no visible hands, and the medbay scanner states crewmates are only 3 feet 6 inches tall, much shorter than a human. Perhaps most interesting is that at a height of 3 foot 6 and weighing 92 pounds, all the crewmates have a BMI of 36.7, which according to the CDC equates to class 2 obesity in humans. The CDC did not respond to our offer to comment on this. It's been theorized that the extra weight could be from the spacesuit or could just be the healthy weight of whatever species the crewmates are. Definitely not human. Number 5. What's going on with this green dude? Sometimes in a particularly glitchy lobby, you might see this guy, an off-color green dude with 3 question marks above his head. It's supposed to only appear for a split second when a player is loading into the game, but sometimes glitched players are stuck with this guy, who's not green or lime, but is called Fort Green. Some other weird facts about this guy? If he's killed, the body shows up as red. Pretty sus. Also interesting, if you scan this guy in the medbay, he weighs 132 pounds instead of the usual 92. He also is the only crewmate with blood type AB+. Luckily, none of the crewmates ever need a blood transfusion. This mystery is basically just a glitch, but it's pretty neat. Number 4. How did this game get so popular? Now for the real mystery. How did this game get so popular? With simple graphics and repetitive gameplay, this thing went relatively unnoticed at launch. It seems like the game just happened to be out there at the perfect time, in the early days of COVID when we were all desperately seeking the next distraction. The deception and detective work really raise the stakes, but the tasks are like little mini games that help keep things fun and remind me of games like Mario Party or Jackbox Games. This game definitely benefits from its cute art style that puts it right in the same niche as Fall Guys and Fortnite, but it was ultimately the growing number of streamers experiencing massive growth as a result of streaming that helped the game rise to success. It also really helps that the game is available on mobile. It's massively popular all around the world with a huge player base in many different countries. Love it or hate it, Among Us isn't going away anytime soon. Number 3. What happened to Among Us 2? In August, Inner Sloth announced that they were working on a sequel to the game, as the original game's code wasn't really set up to support ongoing updates and changes. During this time, some new servers and regions were added to the game, but in September, the sequel was cancelled. They opted instead to put in the work, make adjustments to the first game's code to make the planned content from the sequel fit in there, because the first one was becoming hugely popular. This was probably a great move on their part, as in the past we've seen games like Dead Frontier launch a sequel that only spreads the developer thin as they try to keep up updating both games at the same time. There are much more updates to Among Us coming down the line, including improved gameplay for ghosts, customizable controls, a friends system, and even more player colors. Number 2. What does Mira do? Mira is an organization within the game, and their headquarters serve as the setting for the second level. The crewmates seem to work for Mira, collecting samples from other planets, traveling back and forth in the dropship shown in the trailer and in the level's map. It seems like Mira is just a classic sci-fi organization consisting of scientists and astronauts, but who knows? Perhaps Mira inadvertently created the imposters during their alien research, or just discovered them out in space. Either way, I love this level. The facility is very reminiscent of the game Prey from 2017, and it'll likely be quite a while before we learn any more about Mira, but there's some great fan theories out there. Number 1. What happened to the planet Polis? The planet Polis is introduced in the third level of the game. It's a purple planet with molten core and icy blizzards on the surface. Mysteriously, it has a huge chunk missing from it, exposing the lava within, the magma. With facilities housing a specimen room, it's easy to make the connection that perhaps Mira discovered some alien stuff here they thought was worthy of investigation. Perhaps the damage to the planet was just naturally occurring in the form of extreme earthquakes. That would make sense given the presence of seismic stabilizers on the Polis base. The frequent use of drills to extract specimens could also explain the giant hole in the planet's surface. The name of the planet itself, Polis, is actually an Easter egg in reference to Polis Petrovich, a man from the Henry Stickmin games who won a sweepstakes allowing him to name a planet after himself. Number 10. What do the imposters want? It's been confirmed that the imposters are parasitic alien shapeshifters, but what do they want? The imposters leave behind bodies and choose not to eat them, meaning they must have some motive beyond just killing and assimilating. They are obviously intelligent as they can perform sabotage on advanced technology and can blend in with the crewmates. Their vision is unaffected during the dark light sabotage, meaning they can also see in the dark without any problem. It's suspected that the imposters are trying to conquer the crewmate species, or maybe they're just killing for sport. This would be supported by the fact that they don't kill pets that the crewmates have and just leave them sitting there. They could be trying to sabotage the crewmates altogether, or steal the secret research collected by Mira. Number 9. What happened to Tan? You might not recognize him, but Tan was originally one of the many color options in the game. Tan is referenced in the Henry Stickmin game called Completing the Mission. In that level, you have to find all the different crewmate colors and put them into slots, but when you find Tan, his slot is punched out, referencing the fact that the color was removed from Among Us. But why? Well, the color was retired due to being mistaken for other colors by people with color blindness. It's just a little bit too close to brown or white. Unlike the color Fort Green mentioned in our last video, Tan can never be used, even if you mess with the game's code. The only remnants of Tan exist now on the Inner Sloth Discord server. Hey guys, if you like this video and you want to see more, take a second to hit that like button. It really helps us out here at Top 10 Gaming. Number 8. Why is it so much better being the imposter? Among Us is super fun, but lots of people really prefer to be the imposter. Some players even just leave matches if they don't get to be the imposter. This is simply because it's more fun to be on the nefarious side. Playing as the imposter comes with the natural thrill of deception, and nothing gets your blood racing like someone else being suspicious of you. On a review of the game from Rock Paper Shotgun, they say that playing as the imposter is a lot more fun than being a crewmate, which can be exhausting. It's definitely stressful trying to rush around and finish tasks when there's a killer on the loose. I think that the best reason is it's just hilarious watching everybody around you point fingers when you secretly know it's you that's the imposter. Number 7. What's up with all the hackers? If you played this game back in October, you might have run into hackers at some point. On October 23rd, Eurogamer did an interview with someone who claimed to be responsible for the rampant bot attacks that were happening in the game. The bots were spamming in-game chat with promos for the hacker's Discord channel and some controversial messages. The Discord server in question was found to be full of not safe for work content. In the interview, the hacker claims to have created the bot responsible for the hacks in only 6 hours and claimed the hack impacted up to 4.9 million players. Given this statement, it's likely that the game simply wasn't that complicated for a hacker to exploit. Recently, Innersloth has stated that they're doing the work and addressing these hacking vulnerabilities for the future. Number 6. Why is electrical so dangerous? In Among Us, there's a vision mechanic that makes it so you can only see what's within your cone of vision. Because of this, it's important to stick with a buddy that you can trust, or to just move as a group. But if you feel like you're alone, there are some places that you'll never feel safe. Electrical is set up in such a way that it just ain't safe. This room only has one entrance, and it's deep enough that if you do run into trouble, other crewmates aren't even going to be around to witness your death, unless they happen to be literally walking by the entrance to the room. Never go into electrical alone. Number 5. Why do imposters report dead bodies? One of the most important mechanics in this game is reporting dead bodies. As a crewmate, you might want to report bodies right away so that any nearby crewmates don't get suspicious of you and just vote you out by accident. But you can also be suspected of self-reporting. This is when an imposter kills and then reports it immediately. Sometimes imposters make these reports and it's just really hard to tell the difference. Imposters will report dead bodies because it resets everything. Everyone gets teleported to the main room for voting and other dead bodies are removed, making it useful to report on yourself or work in tandem with another imposter. Reporting a body also stops any sabotage that is currently happening, which takes some suspicion off of you if you're the imposter. Number 4. What inspired this game? Among Us has come a long way. Originally a $5 indie game, it had a huge surge in popularity into the global phenomenon we are now discussing. According to Steam, at one point 388,000 people were playing the game simultaneously. That's not even counting the people playing on mobile. Among Us was inspired by games like Mafia, Secret Hitler, and Werewolf. I'm sure you played them at a party or something. Social deception games where you try to identify the traitor. The great thing about Among Us is they've taken the tried and true concept of deception games and put their own original spin on it. I'd be willing to wager that we're probably going to see a board game or card game version of Among Us coming out soon, which would ironically be closer to Werewolf or Mafia in its gameplay. Number 3. Hide and Seek. This one is neat. Hide and Seek was a demo, testing some features that were planned to appear in Among Us 2. Hide and Seek was released in beta and tested on the Innersloth Discord server. It requires 10 people to start and the high scores are tallied inside the channel. The servers for the game are still up, but the Discord channel is private now, so you can't even play Hide and Seek. The demo had 10 players running around a maze-like green map with walls and stuff, finding a nice little spot to hide and pressing a button to drop a ghost there. Once the game starts, players run around the map trying to find each other's ghosts. Whoever finds the most ghosts wins the game. It's a pretty simple concept, but it was probably pretty fun and exciting for die-hard fans of the game that were in the Discord channel. It's a nice reminder that the developers are still hard at work and there's a lot more to look forward to. How do people detect imposters so fast? In Among Us, all the crewmates are given a list of tasks to work on. Some take quite a while, and some of them only take a second. There are some tasks that are perfect for proving your innocence, as they have a visual element referred to as visual tasks. Examples of this are tasks like submit scan or clear asteroids. When you do these tasks, players can literally see you doing the scan or see your laser blasting the asteroids, proving without a doubt that you are a real crewmate. Imposters, however, also have a list of tasks for them to be faking, and this is where the magic happens for those super keen detective crewmates. See, some tasks are shared by all, like the swipe card task, meaning if you have that task, you can be sure that all the crewmates will be doing it at some point. But if you ever see a crewmate doing a simple task like swipe card, but you don't have that task on your list, you can be pretty much positive that you're looking at an imposter who is faking a task. Getting familiar with the ins and outs of these tasks is the secret key to detecting imposters. Will Innersloth add new roles? With the surging popularity of this game, everyone is wondering what direction the game is going to go in next. Lots of players are speculating on Reddit and on other forums about potential new gameplay mechanics that could be added. Here's a couple we really like. The detective. This player would be tasked with finding and killing the imposter. The tricky thing being, there's a chance of them accidentally killing the wrong person. This type of thing would totally get you voted off with no chance of saving yourself. Worse, an imposter could witness you killing someone and then report you. This would be super fun, and I can totally imagine imposters starting to be like, no bro, I'm just a detective, that's why I killed him. Another one is the Jester. This one is a bit harder to wrap your head around. The objective for this player would be to trick other players into voting them off. I can see how this would create some weird and funny moments during the game, but it kind of takes the fun out of everyone's sails when you get the kind of game over that this character would cause. Number 10. What are the weather nodes? On the Polis map, there are 6 different locations with nodes. Dark blue cones on metal cylinders. These are weather nodes used in the Fix Weather Nodes task. These nodes have a similar look to a Tesla coil, and you can see at the bottom of the screen when you're doing the task that they are indeed manufactured by Mira. It's suspected that these nodes are being used by Mira to collect data and study the weather on Polis, but it's also been suggested that perhaps the nodes are there to facilitate weather manipulation. Perhaps Mira is attempting to terraform the planet? This would work well alongside the theory of aliens coming from Polis and the crewmates being an invasive species. What do you think? Number 9. Why do so many streamers play this game? Among Us is seriously popular with streamers. At any given time, there are thousands of people streaming this game. When Pokimane streamed this game with AOC, they pulled in a ton of viewers. More recently, during a stream, AOC raised $200,000 for charity. In the early days, this game was streamed by a dude named Soda Poppin, who helped the game rise to popularity. It's just the perfect game for streaming. Your audience will love watching you whether you win or fail, as being the imposter creates this great nefarious feeling, but being a crewmate also creates this nice sense of camaraderie. It's the kind of game that goes down easy and is very accessible, so even the uninitiated can enjoy watching it streamed. Number 8. What do the crewmates eat? Anytime I'm getting really deep and immersed in a game, I'm always reminded of this video I saw where this guy does a breakdown comparing Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3. He states one fundamental aspect of realism in a game is found by asking, what do they eat? As any game with world building and settlements will have stuff like bathrooms and a kitchen and other little creature comforts that humans have. Now, other than emergency meetings, we never really get to meet up and have lunch in Among Us, so what's up with the cafeteria? Where does the food come from? Is there like a food dispenser somewhere, or were we supposed to pack lunch before takeoff? I know there's a vending machine on the one map and a slice of pizza, but other than that, I mean, we can't have one pizza going around for everybody. What do you guys think the crewmates eat? Let me know in the comments and we'll discuss it in the next video. Number 7. What officially inspired Among Us? Among Us has been compared with many games including Werewolf and Secret Hitler, but it's actually Mafia that is originally credited as the inspiration. Originally, the game was actually a mobile-only local multiplayer game with a single map. It also originally had no audio to avoid revealing any hidden information to other local players. The game was originally released under the name Space Mafia. They had literally 50 players max and considered abandoning the game multiple times during its development. Among Us has been credited and praised for creating a fun new variation of the classic deception genre. Number 6. How did the game attract so many players? Among Us is a phenomenon. I cannot overstate how popular this game is. They peaked at around 3.8 million players in September, and the servers are actually overloaded at one point, requiring some serious crunch time updates. In August, Innersloth opened a merch store that was sold out within weeks. The combination of COVID keeping us at home, streamers boosting the game's popularity, and it just being a hot take on a classic formula makes this game the recipe for success. Among Us is worldwide with multiple servers and various languages supported. The game even has colorblind options. It's a great example of a developer maximizing the potential of a game. Number 5. All the maps are free now, so why buy DLC? So on mobile devices, this game is free, and on PC, it costs $5. It's actually on sale right now for 20% off. On the mobile version, there are ads, but the PC version has more cosmetic options. So why would you buy the DLC? All the maps are available for free now, but you could still pay for the DLC to unlock some cosmetics. These guys have made millions at this point, so really you'd just be buying to show your support or to say thank you, but I recommend it. Far too often games don't get the support that they need, with stuff like Warframe endlessly losing players despite constant updates, and games like Red Dead Online having a massive player base even though most of the updates have been... Number 4. Why so many customizable settings? In Among Us, there are a ton of settings you can mess with, including player speed, voting time, kill cooldown, imposter vision, and more. Why so many? Well, games can be played with a variety of players, and the vanilla settings are not always the best. For example, when playing with 10 players, you'll likely want to have 2 imposters to prevent the session from ending a little too quickly. It's all about creating the kind of game that you want and balancing things to find what's best. Mostly, you'll just mess around with the discussion time depending on the size of the group. But if you do like to host games, I definitely recommend doing a search online to find the best settings for the number of players that you have. It'll greatly enhance your experience. Number 3. Why is it called Among Us? This game was originally called Space Mafia, as it's based on the basic principles of Mafia, but how did they end up with this name? I read online that the name is actually the product of a name generator. We find it a little too hard to believe. The name is just kind of too perfect. But we're here to provide information and speculation. Number 2. What's all this junk? So there's a task in Among Us called Empty Garbage, known as Empty Chute on the Skeld. Sometimes doing this task you'll notice some strange items in there with the garbage. I mean, the garbage itself is already kind of weird. Is it leaves? Leaves in space? Like sucked up by the thrusters on takeoff or something? Anyway, sometimes in there you will notice a totem of undying, which you recognize from Minecraft, and sometimes you can also find a teleporter or a diamond just mixed in there with the trash. These items are actually in reference to the Henry Stickmin games, another game developed by Eris Loris. Has this game won any awards? Yes. This game recently won the Breakthrough Award at the Golden Joystick Awards and is also nominated in 2 categories at the upcoming Game Awards on December 10th. Eris Loris has also stated that they'll be making an exciting announcement on this day. Among Us is nominated for Best Mobile Game and might actually win over PUBG since the game was recently banned in India earlier this month. However, I expect Genshin Impact is probably going to take that award as it's also surging in popularity and free on mobile like Among Us.